So the first step is problem-free talking. I want you to think about the people that you work with. Just think about the state that they are in, and you will see that often they are in a state of anxiety or anxious. They're worried, they're concerned, they may be frustrated, they're stressed, and that is not a good state to be in, to start a journey to take them from where they are now to where you would like them to be, or for where they would like to be. So there is this thing called problem-free talking that really what it does, it very quickly helps you to develop a trusting relationship. And a while ago I read in a paper from the University of Sheffield, they spoke about that if social workers do not gain the skill set to develop a trusting relationship with a family quickly, then the family will choose to disengage working with the social worker, and then the social worker end up focusing on removing the children. So it is really vital to get that deep and trusting relationship very quickly. And in the solution focus approach, we call that problem-free talking. We talk about anything but not the problem. So we could talk about football, we could talk about music, we could talk about hobbies, anything in and around the house, to finally find something that they are actually really passionate about. Because what happens when you talk to someone when they are passionate about something? They start to relax, and you will see that their shoulders will go down, they start to breathe differently, and also they giggle. And there might be a little moment whereby you share maybe something in common. And I want to tell you a little story of something that happened with me. I was working with this 65-year-old lady who was looking after her 15-year-old grandson, and she was fed up with it all. She had every service had already been involved in her life, and she didn't want anyone else to come and mind her business. And so there I was sitting opposite her, and she was like rocking in her chair, and I was wondering, okay, what can I do to connect with her? And I looked around the room, and guess what I saw when I looked around the room? I saw porcelain dolls everywhere. It really was amazing. Everywhere I looked there were porcelain dolls. And I don't know what happened, but I think I've watched Little Britain the night before, and I had this weird voice that I said to her, "What's that all about?" So as soon as I said, "What's that all about? Porcelain dolls." I remember it now. That's what I said. And she, as soon as I mentioned porcelain dolls, you know what happened? I saw a twinkle in her eye. And that meant for me that I got something. I spoke about something that mattered to her. So her and I, we started talking about porcelain dolls. And for 10 minutes we went on about it. And I learned that she travels around Europe. She buys them, she sells them, she paints them, she brushes their hair, she takes pictures of them, she talks to people on the internet about it. I mean, she was so passionate about it. And after 10 minutes, she was no longer rocking. Her and I were connecting and we're gelling. And it really helped us to move from that anxious, frustrated, no desire to connect, to a place of, well, she was willing to work with me, and we had a real deep connection. So what will that actually look like when that, in reality, when you're working with someone? And I want to show you an example of me working with someone called Sarah, who has her granddaughter living with her, Macy. And you will see me using all these sort of techniques, trying to talk about stuff that she's interested in. I'll talk about her garden, her book writing. And you will see that every time, every so often, it's really interesting. When I think I have her in a relaxed place, she goes back to a time she goes back to the stressful bits in her life. And you will see me trying to really work my way to get her back to the positive side, to the, the connecting side. And what you will see me do is I will acknowledge her challenging times, and I will not get sucked into the problem, into the problem talk, but I will acknowledge her challenging situation, and then I will draw it back to, maybe I will say, but when I walked into your house, I saw some muddy boots, and what is that all about? You will see me do it. So I really want you to pay attention to the fact of when she just keeps drawing me back to the negative, because that is what you experience on a daily basis when you go out and work with families. They're trying to suck you in to talk about the problems, but it is your job to really develop that deep connection with them, and we do that with problem-free talking. All right, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
My name is Eric. I'm from Solution Focused, and I've been asked to come and meet with you to have a little chat because I understand that you have a few problems with Macy, isn't it?
Macy, that's right, my granddaughter.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I really like your house. Have you been living here for a long time?
Well, yes, let's think. Well, yes, just before Macy was born, really, and she's now 6.
Yeah.
Her mother, that's my daughter Hannah. At that time, we were. I know it sounds weird. She was only 19, and she was pregnant with Macy, but I was really pleased because she'd had some problems with drugs and things, and she cleaned herself up during the pregnancy. I mean, she was a good girl over that. She really was, and so I was on my own, but I had a bit of money, and we bought this place. So the idea was that I'd be here and Hannah'd be here, and the two of us, between us, would bring little Macy up.
So how long have you been living here then?
About 6.5 years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And are you from around this area?
No, we moved in here because we wanted to have a fresh start.
All right.
So
where did you come from?
Came from further up the coast, Bournemouth way. My family all come from there. But a lot of the family, they were very upset about what happened with Hannah and were quite judgmental, really. And I thought we'd be better off just here and start again and things. And I got the job in the local college doing the tutoring, the creative writing tutoring, which was a great opportunity.
When I walked in your house, I saw a picture on the wall with, I think, what was that, Macy?
Yes, that's
she
right.
looks really nice. What can you tell me a little bit about Macy's fun characteristics? Well, tell me a bit about her. What is really nice about her?
Oh, well, there's a lot. There's a lot about her. She's a little poppet when she's been good. I mean, she's such a bundle.
Yeah.
She's bright as a button. She's
really?
like her mum. There are times when she's there playing on the floor and I could close my eyes and it could be her mum at the same age.
Really?
They are, but that's a bit of a worry too, I'm worried she might go down the same route as Hannah, but she is she's got such a sense of humour.
Yeah? Can you give me an example of her sense of humour?
Well, she plays tricks with words and things, and sometimes I put on a silly voice, like you do. And when she's not kicking off, and I'll say, "Oh, Granny said," and she roars with laughter. Even when she was a little dot, she used to do that. I put on my granny voice, and she'd laugh. She'd make us, she'd give herself hiccups. She'd laugh so much. Yeah,
it sounds like you two really connecting together. It sounds like you're doing quite well there.
Well, well, when it's going well, I mean, she's a little puppet. I love her to bits, but it's hard. It's hard. There's just me now, and I know she's at school, and she's doing well at school. School's no problem. They're really pleased with her,
That's great.
which is good. Yes, it is good. She's bright. No problems with reading. Clever girl. She really is.
Brilliant.
And we don't. Wow. Her homework's a bit of a problem, I have to say. But no, she's doing well at school. I don't have any problems with her there. She's a clever girl.
What I see, Sarah, is that you're quite busy with her. So outside of Macy, tell me, what kind of work do you do?
Well, I teach at the local college.
Really?
So yes, the creative writing. I do evening classes there.
You just teach creative writing, or do you write yourself?
Yes, that's
Really?
the thing. And I've got my first publishing contract, so
seriously?
Very exciting. Yes.
Tell me, what kind of stuff do you write?
I write fiction. I write fantasy novels, and
really?
yes, and I've just had my first contract, and
That's amazing.
you
must be really excited about it.
I am. I mean, it's brilliant opportunity, and they like the manuscript, but they wanted me to do this big rewrite, and they've got this publishing schedule, and And that's where we're having problems, because I'm having to work a lot. And Macy, I get her off to school and I come back and then I go and pick her up, and like we used to sort of, you know, play and stuff like that, and I'd hear her do and I'm trying to explain to her that if only she could just let Granny get on with the writing, just for a while, and it'd be all right, but no, she won't have any of it. She just...
I'm really, really sorry, Sarah, because I can see how much it means to you. So I'm really sorry that it's such a difficult time. We'll come back to, we're going to talk about that. But you know, when I walked in, I saw some muddy boots and I saw a green jacket and some gardening tools. Is that something that you do? Tell me about it. What is that all about?
Well, I mean, we're very lucky here. It's not a huge house, but we've got a decent garden.
Yeah?
And
so you like gardening?
I do. Grow vegetables, basically. No. Well, yes. I mean, these days, you don't know what you're putting in your mouth. And we grow all our fresh vegetables.
What do you grow?
Well, you name it. Courgettes, beans. I've even tried peas, but I have to say, they weren't terribly successful. But
peas?
Yeah.
Do they grow in the ground or above the ground?
Oh no, they scramble up over pea sticks, yes. But they put sugar snap peas. Now if you want to grow those are good ones, those are.
Really?
You can eat the pods and everything.
So you don't find, you know, I'm a bit weird there, because I actually like the safety things coming from the shop. As a child I had an experience where I ate an apple from the tree and there was a little worm in it. And absolutely, since then I really find it difficult just to pick things from the garden, because you never know what crawls over it. But
well, you're right.
You really like it.
Yes. I mean, you do have to wash your fruit, and I always tend to bring it in, put a big bowl of water, and you put whatever you've got in there, and then sooner or later all the bugglies tend to float out and go to the bottom, and obviously pick them up. I mean, Macy doesn't have a problem with that. She'll sit there and go, oh, there's another bugly, Granny. And
she really loves it.
I have to say, I haven't got her much involved in the gardening, because she's a great one for digging holes with a trowel, and she's not too fussed what she's digging up. But she's got a little sand pit, and when the weather's decent, we're out there together. But of course, this summer's been shocking, and I'll be honest, the slugs have had half of it. So it's been.
So what is your favourite thing to grow? What do you like the best?
Runner beans, because you can't buy a decent runner bean. They're always, by the time you pick them and you go like that, and they snap and they squeak when they're in your mouth. There's nothing like a homegrown runner bean. Next year, if you like, Eric, I'll get you a bundle of homegrown runner beans. You'll change your mind. You'll be able to convert then.
Fantastic.
Yeah.